Chapter 20. Abraham left Mamre, went to the south of the land of Canaan, and stayed living between Kadesh and Shur. Later, when he was living in Gerar, Abraham said that Sarah was his sister. Then Abimelech, king of Gerar, ordered that Sarah be brought to his palace. But at night, in a dream, God appeared to Abimelech and said, "You will be punished with death, because the woman you ordered to be brought is married." Abimelech had not yet touched Sarah, and therefore said, "Lord, I am innocent. Will you destroy me and my people?" Abraham himself said that Sarah was his sister, and she said the same thing. "What I did was in good faith, and I am not guilty." In the dream God answered, "I know that you did everything in good faith. Therefore, so that you would not sin against me, I did not allow you to touch her. Now, return the woman to her husband. He is a prophet and will pray so that you do not die. But if the woman is not returned, I am warning you that surely you will die, you and all yours." The next day, Abimelech got up very early, called all his servants and told them what had happened, and they were very afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said, "See what you have done. What harm did I cause you for you to bring upon me and upon my country the guilt of such a great sin? This is not something that should be done. What were you thinking when you did this? I thought that in this place no one respected God, and that they would kill me to take my wife. Moreover, Sarah is indeed my sister, but only on my father's side. Thus, I could marry her. When God took me from my father's house and made me walk through foreign lands, I said to Sarah, 'In every place there are uniforms. Do me the favor of saying that I am your brother.' Then Abimelech returned Sarah to Abraham. Furthermore, he gave him sheep, oxen, male and female slaves, and said, 'Look, Abraham, here are my lands. Live wherever you wish. Sarah, I am giving your brother 11.5 kilos of silver, so that everyone knows that you are innocent. Thus, everyone will know that you did nothing wrong because of what had happened with Sarah, Abraham's wife.' The Lord God had made it so that none of the women in Abimelech's palace could have children. Then Abraham prayed in favor of Abimelech, and God healed him, also healed his wife and his female slaves. And thus they could have children again. Chapter 21. According to his promise, the Lord God blessed Sarah. She became pregnant, and in Abraham's old age gave him a son. The boy was born at the time that God had set, and Abraham named him Isaac. When Isaac was 8 days old, Abraham circumcised him as God had commanded. When Isaac was born, Abraham was 100 years old. Then Sarah said, "God has given me reason to laugh, and everyone who hears this story will laugh with me. Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse a child? Yet even though he was old, I have given him a son." The boy grew and was weaned. And on the day the boy was weaned, Abraham held a great feast. One day Ishmael, the son of Abraham, and the Egyptian Hagar, was playing with Isaac, the son of Sarah. When Sarah saw this, she said to Abraham, "Send away this slave woman and her son. For the son of this slave will not share the inheritance with Isaac, my son." Abraham was very distressed about this, because Ishmael was also his son. But God said to Abraham, "Do not worry about the boy or about your slave. Do everything that Sarah tells you, for it is through Isaac that your descendants will be counted. The son of the slave is also your son, and for that reason I will make his descendants into a great nation." The next morning, Abraham got up early and gave Hagar food and a leather bag full of water. He placed the boy on her shoulders and sent her away. And Hagar left, wandering aimlessly through the desert of Beersheba. When the water in the leather bag was gone, she left the boy under a small tree and went to sit about 100 meters away. She was thinking, "I cannot bear to see my son die." She sat there, and the boy began to cry. God heard the boy's cry, and from heaven the angel of God called to Hagar and said, "Why are you worried, Hagar? Do not be afraid, for God has heard the boy's cry where he is. Come, lift the boy and take him by the hand. I will make his descendants into a great nation." Then God opened Hagar's eyes, and she saw a well. She went, filled the leather bag with water, and gave Ishmael a drink. Protected by God, the boy grew up. Ishmael lived in the desert of Paran and became a skilled archer, and his mother found him an Egyptian wife. At that time Abimelech came to talk to Abraham. Phicol, the commander of his army, came with him. Abimelech said to Abraham, God is with you in everything you do. Therefore, here in this place, swear by God that you will not deceive me, nor my children, nor my descendants. I have been sincere with you, so promise that you will be sincere with me and faithful to this land where you are living. Swear. Abraham made a complaint to Abimelech about a well that Abimelech's servants had seized by force. Abimelech explained, I do not know who did this. You never told me anything? This is the first time I am hearing about this matter. Then Abraham took some sheep and oxen and gave them to Abimelech, and the two made a covenant. Abraham set apart 7 lambs from his flock. And Abimelech asked, Why did you set apart these 7 lambs? They are a gift for you. By accepting these 7 lambs, you are agreeing that I dug this well. That is why the place was called Beersheba, because there the two of them made an oath. After making the agreement at Beersheba, Abimelech and Phicol returned to Philistia. Abraham planted a tree in Beersheba, and there he worshipped the Lord, the eternal God. And Abraham lived for a long time in Philistia. Chapter 22. Sometime later, God put Abraham to the test. God called him by name, and he answered, I am here. Take now Isaac, your son, your only son, whom you love so much, and go to the land of Moriah there. On the mountain that I will show you, burn your son as a sacrifice. The next day Abraham got up early, saddled his donkey, cut wood for the sacrifice, and left for the place God had indicated. Isaac and 2 servants went with him. On the 3rd day, Abraham saw the place from a distance. Then he said to the servants, Stay here with the donkey, so the boy and I will go over there to worship God. Soon we will come back. Abraham took the wood for the sacrifice and put it on Isaac's shoulders. He took a knife and fire, and the two walked together. After a while, the boy said, Father, what is it, my son? We have the wood and the fire, but where is the little lamb for the sacrifice? God will provide what is needed. He will arrange a little lamb for the sacrifice, my son. And they continued walking together. When they arrived at the place that God had indicated, Abraham built an altar and arranged the wood on it. Then he tied Isaac and placed him on the altar on top of the wood. Next, he took the knife to kill him. But at that moment from heaven, the angel of the Lord called him, saying, Abraham, Abraham, I am here. Do not hurt the boy, and do him no harm. Now I know that you fear God, because God is the Lord. You did not deny me your son, your only son. Abraham looked around and saw a ram caught by the horns in the middle of a bush. Abraham went, took the ram, and offered it as a sacrifice instead of his son. Abraham named that place, The Lord will provide what is needed. That is why to this day people say, On his mountain, the Lord God provides what is needed. Once again, the angel of the Lord from heaven called Abraham and said, Because you did this, and did not deny me your son, your only son, I swear by my own name that I will bless you richly. I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars of the sky or the grains of sand on the seashore, and they will defeat their enemies. Through your descendants, I will bless all the nations of the world, because you did what I commanded. Abraham returned to the place where his servants were, and they all went together to Beersheba, where Abraham lived. Sometime later, Abraham received the news that Nahor, his brother, had 8 sons born from Milcah, his wife. The first to be born was Uz. Then came his brothers Buz and Kemuel, who was the father of Aram. Then were born Kest, Hazo, Pildash, Jidlaph, and Bethuel. This Bethuel was the father of Rebekah. These are the 8 sons that Milcah gave to Nahor, Abraham's brother. Nahor's concubine gave him the following sons: Teba, Gaham, Tahash, and Matsesh. Dahash and Matsesh. Chapter 23. Sarah lived 127 years. She died in the city of Hebron, also called Kiriath Arba, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham mourned her death. Then he left the place where the body was, and went to speak with the Hittites, said, I am a foreigner living among you. Therefore, sell me a piece of land, so that I can bury my wife. Listen, sir, you are for us a powerful chief. Bury your wife in the best tomb we have. None of us will refuse to give you his tomb. If you want me to bury my wife here, please ask Ephron, son of Zohar, to sell me the cave of Machpelah, which is at the edge of his land. I will pay the full price, and thus I will own a burial place in this area. Ephron was sitting there among them, in the meeting place near the city gate. He spoke out loud so that everyone could hear. "By no means, my lord. Listen. I give you the land as a gift, and also the cave that is in it. My people are witnesses that I am giving you the land as a gift, so that you can bury your wife." But Abraham bowed down before the Hittites and said to Ephron, so that everyone could hear, "Listen, please. I want to buy the land. Tell me the price and I will pay it, and then I will bury my wife there." "Listen, my lord, the land is worth 400 pieces of silver. What is that between the two of us? Go and bury your wife there." Abraham agreed and weighed the amount of silver that Ephron had suggested in front of everyone. That is 4.5 kilos, according to the common weight used by merchants. Thus Abraham became the owner of Ephron's property in Machpelah, east of Mamre, that is, of the land, the cave, and all the trees, up to the boundary of the property. All the Hittites who were at that meeting were witnesses to this purchase. After that, Abraham buried Sarah, his wife, in the cave of the field of Machpelah, east of Mamre, a place also known by the name of Hebron and located in the land of Canaan. Thus the field that belonged to the Hittites, and also the cave there, became Abraham's property to serve as a burial place.